Hey, unfinished project. I'm out here looking at our chickens, just checking our chickens out. Thought I'd go live real quick and just see what all everybody's got going on out there tonight. Fix to try to rain right here. We got some storms coming in for tonight. Big Mike's Hoopty Barn. Good to see you. Here I have McMillan Cattle Company. How are y'all doing? Good to have everybody in here. I thought I'd just throw a little quick live in here. And there's my little hot rod. We're going to try to get a transmission built here before long for that. And I went in and done some cleaning. Kind of blowed the interior out in it. And unfinished project. You got it right. Outfit Blues. We're going to kind of tinker on this a little bit. I'm kind of liking the stance of that. That don't have a motor in it right now, but I'm kind of liking how that looks with a little bit drooped in the rear. Not the Carolina swag, sloop, whatever you call that, droop, slag, drag, or whatever. You know what I'm talking about. But that all these four-wheel drive guys are putting 6-inch lifts on the front and 4-inch drops on the rear. The trucks going down the road like that. I don't like that, but I kind of like it just a little bit low in the rear. But I don't know. I might have to put some 1-ton springs in the front of this for that big block. But we'll just have to see. I'd kind of like it to look a little bit like a dragster, a hot drag truck. And trying to read y'all's comments. Pure Pontiac Garage. Good to have you in here. I can't read everybody's stuff. Hey, there's 162 Customizing. How you doing, man? Showing y'all my project out here. And we 2-stall garage. I just got through watching your drive on your new shop truck there up on that snow up there in North Dakota. I left you a comment on there. It's been a long time since I've been to South Dakota. Let's see. I went to Minot, North Dakota. I had forgot it was North Dakota that we were in, but yeah, went through South Dakota to get there. But it looked like it was cold. It's about 60 degrees, 65 degrees here. It's not too bad. Like I say, we got some storms coming in here in a little while. I'm outside because I'm moving around. When I'm in the house, I feel confined. And if I get in the shop, I don't have no signal because of the metal building. So I have to kind of be outside to do a live outside. But I appreciate everybody jumping in there. We've got a lot of work to do. We've got 2 race cars that we're working on in the shop. We've got this truck we're trying to get. We've got to get some things maneuvered around in the shop so that I don't know if I can do this here real quick. Let's see. Maybe I won't lose you. Let's see here. Y'all just hang on with me. This is what you call raw footage, y'all. Raw footage. Let's see, we got the 24 car out of the trailer and in here. Got springs in the floor. We're working on re-arching those. Working on this car. Matthew's been doing a little painting, we're going to try to make this one look just like that one, but with a 88 on the door instead of the 24. So may have some little bit different decals, things of that nature. But yeah, I've got a new intake for that one. I got to get another camshaft for it. Our camshaft that we had at No Name Nationals wasn't going to work. It's too big. They take all the fun out of it and tell you got to run a different cam and all this stuff, but it limits what you can and can't do. But that's okay. I'm used to that. So let me get right here where I can see. All right, I'm back on here. See, who'd I miss? Spencer's Food Reviews. Good to have you in here. All right. Let's see. One thing I haven't done, Two Stall, I haven't been to Mount Rushmore. And one of these days I'd like to go if I'm ever up in that direction. But yeah, all your videos are raw footage and yeah, I know how that goes. We're doing good down here in Arkansas right now. I've actually going to be picking up another motor. It may be ruined, but it's been sitting outside, and I think it's been rained in and stuff. So you can imagine it's probably it's locked up. I know that for sure. Yeah, 162. Everyone hit that like button, thumbs up, share this with somebody. Let somebody know we're live. I'm trying to start doing some lives here because I need to get my watch hours up. I don't even have 1,000 watch hours, and I need to bump that up. I've got close to 1,175 subscribers, but I need to get my watch hours up. So hit that thumbs up, that like button, share it with somebody, tell somebody, come on over here and spend a few minutes with us. We can use their time and efforts. But anyway, this motor I'm getting a motor and transmission. It's a 1977 Dodge 360. So they pulled it out of a motor home, had 20,000 miles on the motor home. It just was parked and set, and the motor home wound up going bad, and had I'm assuming a good transmission still bolted on it. So we're pretty excited about that. Dean Stevenson, good to have you in here. Tim Windsor, hey, how you doing? Good to have you in here. Spider Garage, good to have you in here, man. Let me see if I can make this a little bit more user friendly. I'm sitting here walking around with it. I may be making y'all dizzy as all get out, but I have to do this outside. I can't do it in the shop. That's my problem. I'll set you up right here. It may not be good. Y'all just bear with me for a second. Am I still coming in loud and clear there, guys? I see Laura's jumped in there. Good to have you in here, man. Uh, yeah, we'll see you later there, Two Stall. We appreciate you jumping in here. Uh, we're glad you're was in here for a little while. Uh, as soon as I can, I'm going to get some Wi-Fi out here in my shop, and when I do that, I'll be able to do more live uh, videos as far as what we're doing, and bring you guys along with us. And I know a lot of times people don't have time to just sit and watch and watch and watch, but we appreciate every minute y'all give us, and because it's greatly appreciated, I can promise you. We're going to be out here doing stuff, so we might as well be sharing it with you guys, letting everybody know what's going on. So let me see if I can change a setting I forgot to do a while ago. I don't know that I can. Let's see. What's this setting right here? No, I don't want that. Somebody out there tell me I forgot to hit the share public when I was going live. Is there a button that I can push whenever I get ready to end this to make it go public and stay? Because I want it to stay on my page. Sometimes I do that and I lose my videos. So maybe I can do it. It should do it automatically. I see that, but sometimes mine it just puts it out there private, and I lose it. And that's one of the things that I've been trying to learn as far as lives. And I know a lot of guys, when they're bringing somebody on with them, they'll go to StreamYard, and I'm about as backwards as you can get when it comes to all this. So you see me go live right here is about as high-tech technical as I can get. So, but yeah, we're wanting to get a Wi-Fi out here in the shop so we can do some shop talks and live stream from right here in the shop as we're working on stuff, and I'd like to get some old friends over and maybe do some interviews, and maybe even some interviews with some other guys. Hey, first responder, good to see you in here. Appreciate you jumping in here. All right, I'll look into the StreamYard, because I know it's got to be you can bring more people on a whole lot easier. This seems to be pretty easy for me. I just go live and type in my title, and that takes a selfie. And Big Mike, we're glad to have you in here. I know you got to go get you some dinner, so have a good one, man. So Auto Salvage Outlaws, how you doing? Good to have you in here. Thank everybody for jumping in. We got looks like 16 people in here tonight. If you're in here and hadn't made a comment, leave a comment. I'd like to see where you're from or who you are. I know a lot of you guys, and appreciate every one of you. I might have to get somewhere in out of the rain. It's fixed to start raining a little harder. I don't know that y'all can see me inside the shop. I might be able to set my camera up right at the edge of the shop door. Let me try this. I don't know if I've got. I think that's about all I've got. Let's see. Yeah, that 3-link stuff. Are you going to be running like a E mod, B mod setup, or a sport mod, or or what are you looking into there? Because that pull down machine is pretty awesome. I've seen those. We don't get to use them on these cars because we don't have the equipment to be able to use them. But I'd like to be able to figure out what my load is on the right front and my left front. And these leaf springs, I've thought about. I've thought about trying to build something to see where load is on leaf springs. So in this class we've got here, you have to have leaf springs, and it's kind of an inexpensive class, a late model 602 and a modified. Hey, that's pretty awesome. I'd like to see that whenever you get it going, and that'll be pretty cool. Where are you from? I forgot to ask you, where are you from, first responder? Because we travel every once in a while. We might come see you. You never know. But I keep losing my my chats. Come on now. Okay, yeah, Sonoya, Georgia. Yeah, I know about where you're at. I watch Hunt the Front quite a bit, and they run down there at Sonoya quite a bit. So uh, it's been pretty cool. The Hunt the Front boys have been running a boys' car that's right here from home. Here this week, a modified down at down. Anyway, a couple of them racetracks there in Florida, Southern Raceway and another. And Jonathan's running the boys' car from here, about 45 miles from here. And Kelby Wright, he's a young guy, he's getting started. I used to run against his grandfather, Randy Wright, and that tells you how old that makes me feel. So me and Randy's had some pretty good races. You see him on Kelby Wright's video, Wright Racing. You'll see Randy in the background every once in a while. He's the older gentleman, but yeah, that's been about almost 20 years ago now that I'm looking back at it. So it makes me feel old. I'm just 51 years old, but yeah, yeah. I started out almost 30 years ago. Well, over 30 years ago. Uh, I guess so. When it was, trying to remember when it was. 1989 is when I started really getting into racing, and been off and on. I was out of it for probably 10 years, 15 at the most, and then I got back into it when my youngest boy really got to liking it and enjoying it. So we started looking back into it again, and we found an old car, traded for it, and brought it home and worked on that thing for a couple of years. Didn't have any money. My boy Matthew got a job. He started doing some work around, and he found this car here, and it had only had about 8 or 9 nights on it when he got it. It was really a good car. Hey, JB, good to see you in here. And who's the other? My screen keeps going off on me where I can't see. Uh, Turbutton. How do you say it? I barely can see it. Turbutton. Good to have you in here. Uh, Turbo. I guess that's what it is. Anyway, glad to have y'all in here. Um, but yeah, started racing. I was 17 years old, I guess it was, and back and forth, back and forth. Now we got that car, and we got this car. We got that car we're fixed to start putting together, and we got a drag truck we're going to be putting together. So Yeah, I never have had much money. Still don't. And as you can tell, we steady drop it. So you can tell where my money goes. It don't go on drugs or alcohol, none of that stuff. So, well, I appreciate it there, first responder. Appreciate it. We uh, we just try to go have some fun. I've ran a modified. I used to have a dirt modified IMCA. I think we ran open. Uh, can y'all still see me good right there? I'm right in the edge of the doorway. I don't want to get inside. If I get inside, I start losing signal. But let me see if I can do something here real quick. Yeah, you can't see me real well there. I guess that's all right. We do some maneuvering here, guys. That ain't gonna work. I'm trying. How about that? That's a little better, isn't it? It's a little crooked. I can't do nothing about that. Just the way the thing's set up. But yeah, I may not be able to see y'all's comments very well, but I appreciate y'all jumping in here. We're going to try to get that car going. It may be next year, but as soon as we can, we're going to jump back on that old chassis that's outside. And we've got the body for it already. But anyway, what I was saying there, big block is coming. Big block 402 is going to be in this truck here before long. I'm working on getting the transmission together for it, and then I'll have to slowly buy some parts for it to put in this truck. Yeah, it's going to be a fun project. Let me see if I can get you turned around here. Right there. I'm looking forward to putting that together. Looking forward to driving it. I think it's going to be a fun little project. We've got a Power Glide going to go in it. Got a I've got a 750 alcohol carburetor, and I've got a 32-gallon fuel cell that I could put in it. I had to put it right in the direct in the back. But I don't know. You run through so much methanol when you're running one of them, it's hard to drive it on the street. So that's my problem. I'm wanting to have something that I can drive on the street, plus take to the racetrack. So I'm hoping that I can get this thing, hoping that I can get it done and make a decent truck out of it. I don't want it to look pretty. I just want it to work. And hey JB, how's the 2.8 coming? I seen you building a carburetor here a while back. I haven't been able to keep up with you since then. How's that little truck coming? And I know Mallard there's been under the weather a little bit, so been praying for you, bub. Uh, hopefully, hopefully everything works out. Unfinished. I mean, not unfinished. I got so many names in my mind, but first responder. Uh, so this sounds wicked. That's great. I'm looking forward to seeing that in Saxton this year. Blow down that racetrack. So I bet it'll sound good going down that track with that blower on it. Uh, but yeah, first responder. I've got experience in everything, driving pretty much everything except a full-blown sprint car. I have drove the micro sprints, the 600s. I've ran those. I've ran modifieds. I've run mini stocks. I've run modified stocks. I've run super stocks, bomber cars, hobby cars, pure stock. I've run every kind of car that there is. I've worked on sprint cars and I've worked on late models, but I've never got to drive one. So I'm looking one of these days to maybe be able to afford to get a late model. I had a chance last year. A guy priced me one for $15,000, race ready. It was a steel headed. It had to be a steel block, steel head class. Late models you couldn't run aluminum heads or aluminum blocks. It was kind of more of a budget class, they call it, but they run local here. Legends late models is the series, and guy priced me one. It was a bargain. The motor probably cost as much as he priced the whole car, $15,000, and I think he ran second that night in it. So I should have tried to figure out how to go and borrow the money to get it, but I just couldn't do it. So it was a race ready operation. I could have brought it home and got a seat ready for it. And thank you, man. Something garage. Appreciate you. Yeah, let me get the camera turned around here. I'm sitting right out here in the edge of the shop. I don't have Wi-Fi out here yet. I'm trying to get my camera turned around here where you can see, but yeah, I got that car in here. Y'all know how it looks in here. It's kind of cluttered. We've been reworking some leaf springs, trying to get our arches right. Those leaf springs have went out of sight on the price. They used to be $125 a piece for leaf spring, racing leaf springs for these. Now they're over $250 a piece. So, and it doesn't take any more steel than what it did. They doubled in price, which is a little bit ridiculous, I think, but I guess everything's got to go up. But yeah, trying to think of something else to say. What do y'all want to talk about, guys? I appreciate everybody jumping on here. And just kind of a quick pop-up live. I may try to start doing this once a week at least to jump out here and get about 25, 30 minutes worth, or because I don't know if my battery will hold up too much longer, but I'll stay on as long as y'all listen. But yeah. Yeah, well, these seats actually come out, I believe, of a GMC Jimmy, probably 70s console, the bucket seats. Yeah, first responder, that's what we're doing. is re-arching springs. Well, you can see them right there. I'm trying to point to them. We try to re-arch our springs because it try to get some more life out of them. And I'm trying to locate right now. I'm trying to locate another set so that I can cut and make a support spring all the way out to the eyelet right there. What happens is that spring right there, it goes to about right there, and then that spring bends. Your main leaf spring will bend right there. If I can get another full length spring and cut it off at the eyelet on each end, then I can bring that spring all the way out to the end, which will give it support, and then we always duct tape our springs. We grease them, we put grease in between each leaf, and then we duct tape them just to keep them solid, and the duct tape doesn't really give them any more rigidity, maybe a little bit, but on the 3,000 pound car, duct tape's not really going to hold it. All it's doing is mainly holding the spring straight, because we don't have any spring clips to hold it on. So, but yeah, we try to do all our own stuff. It saves $250 a side. Hey, RC Industries, good to have you in here. Appreciate you jumping in. But yeah, we try to do a lot of stuff ourselves around here because that stuff is expensive. Hey, Leighton, hadn't heard from you in a minute. Good to see you. Yeah, I've got a figure in my head on what I'm needing as far as spring rates and stuff, and I'm thinking very seriously about building. You know how we got spring smashers now, and you're talking about a pull down machine. They got spring smashers. I can't afford one of them. Them's about $3,000, $4,000 from Weir's or wherever you buy them at. But I've got a set of scales, and I'm thinking very seriously about building a jig to set up and holding leaf spring on the eye, and on the spring end, putting a slide and a crank, maybe a jack handle like a trailer jack, and putting on that end and start have a yardstick or something just to put over there to see where each inch of load goes to, and then have my scale underneath the center of the rear end, or where the rear end bolts to, and then you jack your spring down, and then you can see what kind of load your tire will have on it at different arch rates. And that's one thing I've been trying to think on to get that figured out. So I think we can build one of those pretty cheap, pretty reasonable. Just have to do a little bit of fabrication, and which isn't no step for a stepper if you just know what you're envisioning. And here I had to sit down and draw it out on paper first. So, but if see, a spring smasher on your dirt cars, they work off of your coil springs, but they have to have your shock on the inside of your spring, either a shock or a eliminator, something that holds your coil spring. But you put them in this machine and you press it down. It's an electric motor that, like an actuator in it, that presses that spring down, and you measure it at each inch of load, and you know by experience or technology people has put together, you know where at this amount of compression, and then you can read the weight on your scale, and that tells you where your numbers should be. And then if it isn't right, you back it off and adjust your coil spring to fit the weight that you want. If you want more spring rate, you put more preload in it. But if you have too much, you can back it out. So, but I'm trying to think of a way that we can do that with a set of scales on underneath the rear end where the spring pad is on the for your rear end, uh, and then have a like a trailer jack or something over here that we can just screw down an inch at a time, and have a ruler measuring stick or something over here to see every mark, every inch, and then we can see what load is on that scale. And uh, I think that would increase our game just a little bit. So, and I might be able to even figure out how to patent it. But nobody's running leaf springs too much anymore. Mainly, everybody's running coil springs. So, but that it would kind of just be my own deal. So I figure after announcing this, there'll be somebody jump out there and build one and patent it, kind of like the header set situation on this car. Uh, I thought up that set of headers before they was ever built, 20, 25, almost 30 years ago. And I explained that a while back on one of our videos, and that design went to Schoenfield Headers, and the headers got built, and nobody knows that I was the one that come up with it. So, but that's okay. I'm not worried about that. So, the side draft headers wasn't a new thing, but it was a new thing for stock-bodied cars. Nobody had done it. They'd done it for dirt modifieds, dirt late models, for years, but I was trying to get the design to where it would work for a one of these Camaros or something of that nature. I missed your comment there. Let me back it up and see what. Oh, come on. Keep losing it. So you've got one of those spring smashers, I see. Oh, I can't get you to come back. There we go. Oh, boy, that thing goes away quick. How do you get them to stay on? Well, that's a pretty cool idea. I mean, information there, Leighton. Like, there's a whole lot of people out there that come up with ideas and all of that, and don't get the credit for it. But I ain't worried about that. So, but this would basically be this leaf spring would be basically a leaf spring smasher on a budget. So. I could use my setup scales underneath it, and then you can see what your load rating is, and just try to learn from that. And we can't run adjustable leafs; they have to be stationary. So, but we can run spring shackles. Yeah, that's a good idea there, Leighton. If y'all run across a set of big block Chevrolet truck headers up there, Leighton, let me know. So I need a set of big block Chevrolet truck headers. And Matthew said he found a set on Marketplace the other day for $80, and I said, where are they at? And then he couldn't find them. Somebody must have already snatched them up. But I don't care if they're used or what. I just need a set of headers. I'm gonna have to get a few odds and ends for this thing to be able to get it in the truck and get it rolling. I talked to Steve the other day about that, and he said he didn't know of any right now, but we still need a set of headers. I'm planning on trying to look at this Power Glide. I've got a guy that's going to build it for me, but I really need to come up with some money first. So. Well, you're putting 302 in the car right there, Mallard. I seen you working on one here the other day. Oh, and that's right, yeah. And Leighton, I'm here maybe tomorrow or the next day, tomorrow, sometime next week. I'm gonna try to be bringing home a 360, a Dodge 360 with I think it's a 727 on the back. I don't know exactly what it is. Come out of a motorhome, so it'd probably be a good transmission. The guy that I got it from, he cut it out of a motorhome. He took a torch and cut the yoke on the back of the transmission, so I'll have to get another one of those. But the transmission looks good. I turned it up on its side, and red transmission fluid come out of it, so I figure that's all pretty good. The motor, I'm sure, stuck. It's been sitting locked up, so that's what I was thinking. It'd probably be a 727, and I'm sure it's a good transmission. I'd probably need to, if I was going to try to race it any at all, I know you need to go in and put a new billet drum in them. I think's what it is. It blows apart, so probably for no more horsepower than I'm going to be putting out, it'd probably be fine. So, yeah, I don't have anything yet to put it in. I've Matthew's truck, but he's trying to sell it. But I told him, I said, if he don't sell that truck, we'll probably kind of hot rod it a little bit. So. The Sprag, I think, is what blows up in them, and that's what come apart with old Don Garlett's back in the 60s, late 60s, early 70s, I believe it was, when he's running that front engine dragster, and he took off at the line, and it blew apart and cut his foot off, or half his foot off, and cut a couple toes off the other foot, and messed him up pretty bad. As you can imagine, that transmission exploded. So, but yeah. Yeah, John Cope, he's the man to have work on stuff. I might buy one of his billet valve bodies if I can afford it. So I think those are pretty bulletproof from what I understand. I know nothing about a Dodge other than they run like a scalded dog when they're right. Matthew, what do you think? We're over here doing a live. Got 10 folks on here. We just thought we'd jump on here tonight and do a little live video. So I gotta get us some Wi-Fi out here. That way we could have a better setup. Yeah, I'm thinking about looking into doing this transmission myself. I'm thinking about finding a car for 200 lap enduro at the Ridge. That sounds fun. Hondas work pretty good. If you can find a Honda, those are expensive. but they've got really good motors in them. But anything will work. Uh, that's right, first responder. We the guy that I ran with for several years, Wayne Brooks. You can I don't know that you can find him too much on Google, but uh, he's won close to 700 races, 800 somewhere around in there. Uh, been racing since the 60s, late 60s. He's 74, 5 years old now. He'll be 75 this year, I think. But still as slim as Matthew and get around just like him. It's amazing. He can still wheel a car. He wins heat races. He still races. But he's in the Dirt Late Model Hall of Fame out there in Florence, Kentucky. And I wanted to go out there. I think he was inducted in 2019, 2018. And wanted to go out there with him because I helped him so much, but just wasn't able to. But anyway, it was a pretty neat experience. But he's one of those that was an innovator that could look at something and figure out how to build it better. And I learned a lot from him. And that's one of the things that I've been thinking on these leaf springs. I don't know really if it would help me that much, but at the same time, with trying to build our own springs, I think it would come in handy to be able to know exactly what does what. So, you know, what length spring, where it needs to be, building the torque side of things. 6% recycled. Glad to have you in here. Just doing a little short live. Well, I say short. Been on here for nearly 50 minutes now. So let me see if I've got any. Got 14% battery left. So I won't be able to stay on here much longer, guys. But I appreciate everybody jumping in here tonight. Thank you again. We're out here in the shop, the edge of the shop. I can't stand outside anymore because of the rain, but that's the Matthew's car. That's my car. You've seen it at No Name Nationals. But we're going to be bringing this rig right here to the No Name Nationals this year. So y'all be looking forward to seeing that. And I know a lot of people's wanting to see the stock car back, but I can only afford to do so much. So, and I've been really wanting to do a little bit more drag racing, and this right here is the way I can do it and do it more sensible. So Rabbit Transit Garage, good to have you in here. Appreciate you dropping in. I'm not, like I say, I ain't gonna be able to stay here very much longer, but appreciate everybody jumping in. And but anyhow, let me see how much battery I got left. Maybe I can stay on here a little while longer. Don't know if we can make it an hour or not. We can try. But you got anything new to talk about, Matthew? Any new news? Any new gossip? New racing gossip? Not sure. Other than the Arkansas boys are putting on them pretty good down in Florida.
Yeah, they didn't win, though.
They didn't win, but they doing good. We got a lot of Arkansas boys down there in Florida running the Hunt the Front deal, the Clash on the Coast. That you can look it up on Hunt the Front TV, IMCA TV. Subscribe to them. You can watch some good racing. They'll be ready. I think they're practicing tonight, and then tomorrow night and Saturday they're going to have another 1,000, 1,500 to win show. But they're paying real good through the field. A lot of contingency prizes. That's how you draw some guys in. So yeah, we're going to probably. Layton, we're probably going to be running Batesville some this year because they've went to Saturday nights, and it's going to make it hard on us trying to get over to Harrisburg, an old number one, because they run Saturday nights as well. So every track in Arkansas that I know of is running Saturday nights. Now, what about Plummerville? They going to run Saturday? I think they're going Saturday night. But if they're Friday nights, it might be something that we might look into. But I think they're going Saturday nights. So March 18th, we're at Batesville. So we got to get yours ready for 2 weeks. Is that a Sunday?
Saturday.
We can have that ready pretty quick. I'd like to jump on this, get it ready.
Get that loader drilled.
Change the right front spindle out. Change the intake out. I'll just leave that camshaft in it for now. And then just practice. Yeah, I gotta do some scaling. Try to get this thing on the scales. I need to take the springs out, do the same thing, which they're arched all right, but I need to take and put a stiffer spring on the left rear and loosen them up, grease them. So we need to do that. Get this thing, I need to get a good hot battery for it. Probably put yours on charge, let it get good and hot again. Mount some tires. We got a couple of new tires, not brand new, but new. I'm sitting here with y'all, with my back to y'all, but yeah, we've got a lot of work to do, but we can get it done. Just a couple of weeks. But Matthews, he don't like a whole lot on his. It looks worse than what it is. It springs are out of the rear end. Got to fix the upper A-arm. I don't know if y'all can see that or not, but you see that right there. That right there is where it's supposed to be. But over here, see how it's spread apart? We've got to press this A-arm back together and weld a bar straight across here to keep it from spreading apart. It has no keepers on the end. These are some aftermarket A-arms, which isn't too bad a deal, but I think they're actually a little bit heavier than the stock, ain't they?
Not big.
But you can't hardly find stock A-arms anymore. So, but anyway, we're gonna go that route, but try to fix those. 10% left. So, I guess I better hurry up and get off here, guys, before I run out of battery. I appreciate everybody watching. Again, be looking for videos on this truck. I've got some a little bit more content on it, but I probably won't show a whole lot more until I get to working on it. Right now we're trying to get these things ready to see if we can't make Batesville here in a couple of weeks. So appreciate everybody jumping in here and joining in on this live. Thank everybody, and we're hoping to do some more of these lives here before long. As soon as I can get some Wi-Fi here in the shop, we'll do a whole lot more of them. Yeah, it's a pretty good looking old truck now that I got it cleaned up. It's got some rust in it, but it's old enough to be a little rusty, but it's not real bad. I'm gonna drive it like it is. Maybe next winter I may break it down and do some rust repair, but right now I just want to get it running and driving. So, but anyway, there's Matthew. We're gonna get on out of here, guys. We appreciate each and every one of you for jumping in and hitting that like button. If you hadn't hit that thumbs up button, go ahead and hit it real quick. And that's right, Patina adds character. See you later there, Dean Stevenson. Glad you got to come in here. Everybody that's jumped in, make sure that you hit that like button and tell somebody about us. If you see somebody, let them know. Hey, Outfits Garage is a legit channel. We're not a scammer. And appreciate you, Shopcat Industries. I just now seen you in here. Glad everybody could make it in. But all right, we're gonna get off here, guys. Appreciate every one of you. We're gonna catch you later, and we're saying God bless you and keep a hammering, guys.